Right, here we go. This is the trachea. If you look closely, you'll see rings of cartilage in it. Makes it pipe-like. That's the trachea. This is the larynx, which is continuous with the trachea. This is the voice box. Okay, the hyoid bone is way up here. If you remember, the hyoid bone is a bone that doesn't articulate with any other bone in your body, but it's hooked up with ligaments and muscles. So this is half of it here, and then the other half of it's here. It's covered with muscle, but you can kind of see it there. It's at the very top of the larynx. Okay, the glottis and the epiglottis. My probe right now is in the glottis, which is an opening at the top of the trachea. The epiglottis is this flap. So when you swallow, this flap covers the glottis so your food doesn't go into your lungs. Okay? Thyroid gland is not necessarily going to be seen in a lot of pigs, but this is it right here. When we open it up like this, it deflects it to one side or the other. The thyroid gland should sit right here at the base of the larynx and on the trachea. This is it. So again, on the practical, I'll put a thyroid gland there because this is it, and that's not where it's found technically. See what I'm saying? Okay, the vagus nerve, to isolate that, you have to isolate a carotid artery, which this red thing is. See the white band medial to it? It's touching it medially. This, that's the vagus nerve. There's one on the other side too. But nerves in the fetal pig will appear as like a thread that's kind of creamy white, glistening sort of thing. So I'm jumping down here. This is the phrenic nerve, which connects your brain to the diaphragm, which this is. So if you just sitting there and not thinking of yourself breathing, your brain is sending impulses down to the diaphragm to help it function in your normal breathing, you know, unless you're doing that, which you consciously do. But you just sit around not consciously breathing, whether you realize it or not. I'm sure you realize that, though. Okay, the esophagus, as in the rat, let's see, is going to be just behind the trachea. And you know something? The trachea has been cut here, as you can see. So the esophagus, where are you? Well, this is part of it, but it's been ripped. So the esophagus is here, and it's been ripped. But again, it'll be kind of to the pig's left of the trachea and just behind it. It does not have rings in it. It's collapsible. It's a flimsy tube that goes to your stomach. And even though that's not part of the respiratory system, you need to know that, okay? But this is what's left of it right here. Unfortunately, that's not a good view in this pig. This might be it right here, too, where that rips there. Okay, the lungs have 7 lobes. You need to know the names of all of them, and be sure to give me right and left. So they are, this is the right apical lobe. This is the right cardiac lobe. If the heart were here, it'd be kind of wrapping around the heart. This is the right diaphragmatic lobe, which sits on the diaphragm. That's why it's called that. Likewise, there's going to be the same on the other side. This is the left diaphragmatic, the left cardiac, the left apical. The only lone one, and the 7th one, is this one. This is the intermediate lobe. There's only one of those. Okay? Okay. When the trachea descends into the lungs, it shoots out branches into the lobes. And each branch is called a bronchus. It's plural bronchi. There's 2 you need to know. This one, right here, which is the apical bronchus and goes into the apical lobe. So it's that right there. It's this. And then there's one down here that you can see a little better. This is called either the main bronchus, or you can also say the primary bronchus. That goes into the cardiac and diaphragmatic lobe. Okay? And that's it.